once upon a time, there was a very lovely, show us how lovely you are. Okay. And smart, show us how smart you are. It looks the same as lovely. Anyway, a lovely and smart young lady by the name of Mia. Fortunately, the one thing that she had wanted her whole life was finally going to come true. She was going to get a pet chicken. And she was very excited. Show them how excited you are.
Yay!
There you go. Go ahead.
Unfortunately, her mom had not asked her dad for permission to bring home a pet chicken.
Fortunately, her dad was the kindest man in all the land, and he said that that would certainly be no problem whatsoever for Mia to get a pet chicken.
Unfortunately, the chicken would not get in the car.
Fortunately, Dad had some tranquilizers that he kept in the car for certain occasions, and he slipped the chicken, he slipped the chicken some tranquilizers.
Unfortunately, it had the complete opposite effect on the chicken, and it jumped out of her dad's head and began to peck him.
Fortunately, Dad had a bit of a headache, so a pecking of a chicken on his head actually made him feel a lot better and got rid of his migraine.
Unfortunately, Mia's little brother was also in the car. He didn't have a headache, and he did not appreciate the chicken pecking him on the head.
Fortunately, Maya took things under control, and she grabbed the chicken, and she started to pet it very kindly, so that it would stop pecking people.
Unfortunately, the chicken had fleas.
Fortunately, Mia had had her flea shot earlier that day, so even though the fleas were jumping on her, she did not do any scratching because she had her flea shot.
Unfortunately, they only had enough money to get one person in the family a flea shot, and the brother started to itch uncontrollably.
Fortunately, this brought Mia a lot of happiness that her brother was being tortured. So she smiled. Look how happy she is her brother's getting tortured.
Unfortunately, this was not allowed in their household, and Mia got grounded for teasing her brother.
Fortunately, Mia had just gotten a new laptop computer. So being grounded wasn't that big of a deal for her. So what she did was she opened up her laptop computer and she started typing a letter to the National Chicken Association.
Unfortunately, there was no ink in the printer, so she couldn't print it or mail it.
Fortunately, Mia always kept some spare ink in the bottom desk drawer of her desk. So she bent over, pulled out the drawer, got out the extra ink, put it in her inkjet printer, pushed the print button, and printed out the letter, grabbed it off her printer, and proofread it to make sure there were no mistakes.
Unfortunately, the federal government ran out of money and there was no longer mail service.
Fortunately, Mia is in very good shape. So she started to run towards the National Chicken Whatever Association, which was in Georgia. So she started to run that way.
Unfortunately, she got a hole in her shoe and had to stop a block from home.
Fortunately, she always kept a spare set of shoes in her backpack as well. And you know what? There's nothing unfortunate about that. Give me a hand!